If you're not able to decide which hosting you should use for your business, shared hosting, Cloudways, cloud hosting, VPS hosting, or something else, in this video I will explain the technical differences between these hostings and the pros and cons and my opinion on which hosting you should use. So hopefully stay around and this video will help you in deciding which hosting will be better for your business. So let's get started, and you can see here I have created these slides on different topics that are most important, and you should keep these in mind when selecting any hosting for any type of website. The goal of this discussion and this video is to educate you about the difference of shared hosting and cloud-based hosting, and help you make a final decision which hosting should be you should use, and which hosting will be better for you. And when I say shared hosting, it means any type of shared hosting. It can be Siteground, Hostinger, or any other Bluehost or HostGator or any other type of shared hosting. They all fall in the same category. And in cloud-based hosting, well, it's all the VPS hosting. So let's start our comparison. So first, let's start with the performance comparison. So for shared hosting, the resources are always shared. They are not dedicated. So for example, if you buy a 1 GB 1 CPU plan, you do not get dedicated 1 GB and 1 CPU resource only for your website or your server. They are shared across all the websites that are hosted on the same server. So the performance is not guaranteed, and the performance is overall less than a VPS, and because of that, the time to first byte, which is an important metric for the page speed score, is usually higher in shared hosting because the resources are not dedicated. And when you compare it with cloud hosting, it has dedicated VPS resources. So if you buy a 1 GB 1 CPU VPS plan, then those resources are only for your website, all the websites hosted on your own server. If you are not using them, they will remain idle, but no one else can use them. So the performance is guaranteed, and usually compared to shared hosting, you will see a major difference in loading time and the user experience. And because of the VPS, the time to first byte is usually very less. And because with Cloudways, you can pick any cloud service provider, VPS provider, so you have a lot more locations available. I think with you can pick from any country. VPS servers that Cloudways have partnered with, they are available almost on all locations. So, and with Cloudways, for performance, you can get better object caching and their own optimized system. So also with Cloudways, you will get the Cloudflare Enterprise CDN network. Recently, they have partnered with, I guess it happened few months ago. So they have partnered with Cloudflare to provide Enterprise CDN network. So till a certain limit, you will get it for free or for a very small fee. You can check the description for all the details related to this. Now let's come to pricing. So shared hosting is usually cheaper than VPS hosting because of obvious reasons, because it is shared, the performance is less, so it is cheaper. But it has long-term contracts. So if you buy a shared hosting, usually you have to buy an annual package of 3 years, 4 years. So you are logged in with that provider, and if you do not like the performance, let's say after 6 months or after few months after the refund period is over, they will not offer you a refund, but it depends on the company policy. Usually the refund period is for 30 days, and if after that you do not like the service, they will not refund you. Okay, but with cloud-based hosting, it's a little costly than shared hosting, and the performances you get is completely worth it, but you do not have to pay annually for 3 years, 4 years. You only have to pay on hourly basis or monthly basis. So the monthly pricing starts from $10, $12. I will show you the plan details very soon. So, and there is no lock-in. If you do not like the service, you can stop using the service, move to a different service provider. There are no lock-in long-term contracts. So it's a pay-as-you-go service. Now I will show you the Cloudways plan details. So here we go, and these are the current plans, and as you can see here, the pricing will change from April 1st. So the pricing may increase a bit when you are watching this video, but these are the current plans, and you can see their plans start from 10 USD only per month, and you can also see how much you are paying per hour. So as I said, it's paid per hour basis, per pay as you go basis. So there are no long-term contracts, and you can see here, pay only for what you use. There's a 3-day trial without credit card. There are no lock-in. You can cancel anytime, you can pause anytime, and then come back to Cloudways if you do, so there is no lock-in absolutely. So you can see the plan details. The plan starts from 10 USD for the standard, and for premium it will be 12 USD. So there is a slight performance boost with the premium, and the standard is also fine. You can the best thing is you can just experiment and try, and then decide which one better fits your needs. So with this, you can see this free Object Cache Pro plugin. So if you have an e-commerce store, WordPress e-commerce store, this plugin is really good, and you have to otherwise pay for it extra, but with Cloudways you are getting it for free with this plans. So you can see here, you get 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU, and it will be much faster. You will be able to see, like, you experience the fast. You do not have to do any speed test or anything. You will see that the VPS performance is a lot better than any shared hosting. It's just because of the resources are dedicated, so it's just like that. And you can see all the features of this plan. So I will put a link in the description and you can check them out. You can also find the coupon code here. So they have this Cloudflare add-on, support free SSL. You do not have to pay extra for the SSL that some shared hosting providers charge. There is free migration. So if you are currently with a shared hosting provider, Cloudways will help you in migrating your website free to the Cloudways platform. And you can have as many websites as you want on a server, right? There is no restriction on that. You can have only 1 domain or 2 domains or 3 domains per plan, nothing like that. As long as your server has resources to manage the website, you can have like 50 websites, 10 websites, 5 websites, doesn't matter, as long as you have resources. So obviously if you have very high traffic website or high resource consuming website, then you need to have a more powerful server. But you have, let's say, 5 small low traffic websites, then you can easily host them on one server. Okay, so there is no such restriction, and that's the good part about it. There's a security firewall, 24/7 automated backup, staging environment for WordPress. This is very helpful, and auto healing and all this stuff. Okay, so you do not have to worry too much about it. I will also give you a preview how to get started with Cloudways. It's really easy. Now let's go back to the comparison thing, and here. Okay, so we have discussed the price. Now let's go to the security. So with shared hosting, there is always a risk that some other site hosted on that same server gets infected, and it can infect your site even if you have updated everything. But if the server was not configured properly, there is always a risk because the isolation is on a software basis. So there is always a risk that if a website gets hacked on the same server, your website can also get hacked. But usually with shared hosting, the antivirus and firewall is included as a standard, and the general security level is okay. It's not too bad, not too good, but it's okay. It depends on the hosting provider. Generally it's okay. With Cloudways hosting, the hosting server security is better if it is configured properly, and you do not have to worry about configuring because Cloudways takes care of that. So the hosting security is usually better because only your sites are on that server, and you do not have to worry about some other sites getting infected and then infecting your own website. So, and then the second point is that there is no risk of from other neighbor sites, and they have this web application firewall. So they have also partnered with Cloudflare. So if you are using that, then you will also get access to the web application firewall. and that too the enterprise level edition. So that's much better than the free firewall, Cloudflare firewall. So that's much better than the Cloudflare free firewall that usually you will get access to. So they also have, as I showed you all the features, they have some extra security things. So that's even better, especially for WordPress. Now let's discuss the email. So here it's much better with the easier, I would say easier, not better, with shared hosting, because you do not have to buy it separately or worry about it. It's usually included in your plan and you just create your email address and that's it, right? But the problem is their IPs are usually blacklisted because people have used them for sending spam and stuff. So the email deliverability decreases a lot, and in most cases all your emails, if they are sent from the shared hosting, they will go to the spam folder. So although it's easier, but again it's not good because your emails will go to the spam. So so it's kind of a tie. With cloud-based hosting, you have to pay extra for the email hosting feature. If you want to have a personalized business email like your shop, contact@yourshop.com, so you have to pay $1 extra for that. The prices may change later, but right now it's $1 per email inbox, and then you can have aliases. So like you can pay $1 for one email and then have different aliases. So you have to pay extra for that. And then there is third-party integration. Cloudways has directly partnered with email providers, so everything can be done directly from their control panel. So it's fairly easy to set up, and it's a one-time process. The support will also help you. And the advantage of this is you pay a little extra, but you get better deliverability. So there is less chance that your emails will go to spam because you're using a dedicated service for the emails. Okay, and this is considered a good standard practice to keep your emails and your server separate, because if for some reason your server gets infected or the IP is bad, like it won't affect the emails deliverability, especially if you are running important sites where you're sending emails for order confirmation or something. It is very important that you have a dedicated email service. Next is ease of use. So in terms of ease of use, it is very impossible to beat shared hosting, I would say, because anyone can use it. It's very easy. All the emails, everything is already included in that, and it's very easy. Okay, now with Cloudways hosting, it is far easier than any other solution available for VPS hosting control panel. Cloudways has introduced a really good product, especially in the VPS hosting space. Before Cloudways, it was quite difficult to use a VPS hosting. You had to opt for much expensive options. So Cloudways provide a decent budget option, and it's fairly easy to use to manage your VPS hosting. So you will see that it is much easier than other VPS control panels. There are few less options, and click and you are done. The learning curve is much less compared to any other control panels. So you can say this is also a bit tie, but because the emails setup, there is a one-time process for that and the DNS and everything. So I would say it's easier, but if you want the easiest option, obviously that's shared hosting, but Cloudways is a one-time process. So with support, with shared hosting, it depends completely on the company, and it's just a standard process, like standard support available, right? Not too good, not too bad. Some companies take 2-3 days to reply. Some companies will reply you within a day, and usually there should not be a reason to contact support if it's a good company, they have configured everything properly. So it's a mixed opinion. So with Cloudways hosting, I have personally tested their live chat support with small issues like the server was getting hacked, or it was not working, like it was getting freezed when I was trying to recover and create videos and stuff. So my personal experience is good. The technicians were knowledgeable and were able to solve the issue without escalation or anything. So that's good. You get instant live chat support and they are able to solve most of the problems, I would say. And it's good for beginners because as a beginner you won't have like too much technical knowledge, so the chat is able to understand what you want and solve your problem. And I have not personally used it, but they also have some extra paid support thing. So if you are like a really big business and you want something like a big event is coming up, then if you want to like have a load balancing and other stuff like that, you need support, that option is also available. But I have personally not used it. So but I would say Cloudways support is actually better than shared hosting. Most shared hosting I have used, so it's okay. Okay, so before the final conclusion, I will show you a demo of how Cloudways works. And let's go here. So I've already signed up and it's fairly easy to sign up. So to launch a website, WordPress website, all you have to do is log in and click on launch now here. Then you will have to select the VPS provider. So I will select here WordPress, and you can also select WooCommerce if you want. Okay, and you can name your app here. Okay, and from here you will have to select the server size. You can get started with 1 GB, 2 GB depending on your requirements. This is the premium one and this is the standard one. Then you have to select the location of the server. As I said, the advantage with VPS is it's available in almost all locations that you would want, and it's in Asia, Australia, America, Canada. So there are a lot of options available, I think also for Europe. And if for some reason any location is not available, you can also try Vultr and you will see even more locations are available with them. Okay, so it also depends on the plan which you selecting. So but it's the location availability is usually much better than shared hosting providers. So here we can select any location we want and then you will see the price. So I can also decrease it to 1 GB and the monthly price will be $10. Okay, it's a pay as you go service, so I can just stop it today and I will only be charged for the 1 day of usage or the hours of usage I have used. I will not be charged $10 directly. So I'll just click on launch now here and you can see the server adding process has already started and it's going to take 10 minutes. So within 7 minutes our server is set up. It's super easy. You can see the IP Singapore location and you can see the application here. This is the WordPress application we just installed, so we can also access it here. You can see this temporary URL that Cloudways provide before you link your main domain. So you can see this is our WordPress website and it's already ready. It's completed, installed, and everything is done. So you can also log into the dashboard from here. So I just wanted to give you a quick demo how easy it is to use Cloudways, and that's how easy it is to set up. You can also use the SSL certificate and everything. I have a full series about Cloudways, you can watch that, and it's fairly easy to learn. So now let's go back to the final conclusion here. So I would say shared hosting is good for hobby sites like with low traffic, for personal portfolio sites with low traffic, or if you have a 1 or 2 pages very low traffic website. If it's just a simple landing page or something like that, nothing complicated, and you're not getting a lot of traffic, then it's fine to continue using shared hosting. You do not want to pay extra for the better performance hosting, you do not need it probably, then it's fine. Okay, if you're not facing any performance issues, then it's fine. You can use for these use cases. And if you need a powerful high performance hosting VPS, you need a VPS hosting, then Cloudways is the way to go, and it really makes things easier. So for example, if you have an e-commerce business website, then definitely you should have Cloudways hosting. you cannot rely on shared hosting for longer because it's not scalable. It's you cannot just simply upgrade and downgrade. With Cloudways, you can upgrade when the sale seasons comes, like for Black Friday. You can upgrade your VPS from $10 to $50 one, and after the sale you can again reverse it back to the $10, $20, depending on the traffic. Okay, so it's possible with Cloudways. With shared hosting, that's not possible, downscaling and upscaling. Make sure to contact the support before doing anything like that. But that's possible, so it's very beneficial for the e-commerce business. So even if you have a sale coming in, or you are running a marketing campaign, you're expecting heavy traffic, you can upgrade your server temporarily. There is no issue. And if you have an important business website for which uptime and the performance is really important, then please use a proper hosting. Do not go for cheap hosting. You are not going to gain anything by saving $5-10 a month. So it's very important that you invest in a good hosting if you do not have time to deal with the servers. So let's say even if you have a technical knowledge and you can manage your server, but there's so many other things that requires our attention and that requires our time, that we do not want to deal with the servers, then use Cloudways hosting. It makes things easier. Even I would personally won't use would prefer to use a managed solution rather than just directly managing the server, because it takes so much time. Okay, then the next thing is, if you need a high performance VPS for your website, if you want the best performance for your website, you should use a Cloudways hosting. Or if you have any type of high traffic website, like if you have a blog where multiple people are working, if you have a news kind of site, or some site type of site which has a lot of traffic, and you also want the admin backend area to be fast, then you should use Cloudways VPS hosting, and you can always upscale and downscale as per your requirements. So that's my final conclusion, and I hope you have some clarity now and you can decide which hosting you should use. If you still have any doubts, please feel free to ask in the comment section. And there is a special offer. So if you decide to go with Cloudways hosting, you can get the free trial using the link in the description. And when signing up, you can use my code SMART10. So I will show you how to do it. If you go to Cloudways here, and I have already logged in, let's say here you can click on start free. Okay, so here you will have to put your details, and then here just enter my code SMART10, and you will get, you will see this code is correct, and you will get this green tick. With this code you will get extra discount for 3 months after your trial is over, if you decide to go with the paid plan. And if you're not satisfied with the trial, then it's no worries, you can continue to use your existing providers. There is no issue, you will not be charged anything during the trial period. Okay, so that's the special offer, and you can check the link in the description for any other information. And for any doubts, please post in the comments. I will be glad to help you out. So I hope you found this video helpful, and give this video a like, and see you in the next video.